What do Falcons do? Rise up. Welcome to Rise Up Reactions, the show where we talk all things Falcons, NFL, Georgia sports, and in general the sports news of the day. I'm your host, Dr. Lee Denning, lifelong sports fan, and as many of you have noted in the comments, I have an abnormal appearance to my face. It appears that I do have an oblong or lopsided head. You're not wrong. You're definitely picking up on something there, and it's something that I was born with. So I mentioned this in my first video just to make sure nobody thought I was having a stroke or having something negative happen to me from a medical standpoint online when they saw my videos. And I was born with a fairly rare genetic condition, or at least mild characteristics. It's been the best thing that anybody could come up with me, or come up with my particular illness for. It's called Goldenhar syndrome. So Goldenhar, all being one word. I have fairly mild features overall, but generally speaking, it is characterized by some craniofacial abnormalities, some upper cervical vertebral anomalies, typically what we call microsomia of the face, and then congenital absence of one of the ears. Sometimes there are these random growths that will occur on the eye, and typically it'll affect one side of the face. It's something that happens in development in typically the first trimester. It was discovered, or rather classified, by a doctor back in the 1950s, a gentleman named Maurice Goldenhar, hence how it got its name. The name has changed recently, which I got to look at it because I've never called it this, but it's now called Oculo-auriculo-veretebral spectrum, or OAV. That's news to me. I think in medicine, what you're going to find is that we're trying to get away from diseases that are named after historical figures or the people who discovered that illness, and trying to be a little bit more on the nose with how we actually talk about things. But functionally, I don't have the use of cranial nerve number 7, which is the left facial nerve. So I permanently look like I have Bell's palsy. Mix that in with the fact that my face was a little oblong. That's the microsomia, or hemifacial microsomia. So half of my face, particularly the left side, is smaller than the right. If you want to think about it as like a 10 to 9 split, or a 10 to 9 ratio. And along with that, everything pulls over to this side because the right cranial nerve 7 does work, the left one does not. And again, like I said, it's almost like permanently having Bell's palsy, but thank God I do have the use of my lacrimal gland. I do have taste, which is also associated, so I feel strongly that I still have a left cranial nerve 7. But it doesn't work very well, or it's very malformed. I can't really move anything over on this side. I don't blink correctly. I've compensated for that, so you will notice in a lot of my videos, my eye kind of does this random turn in the back of its head. That's just so that it can continue lacrimating. And you'll notice that when I close my eyes, this eye does not close all the way. The only time it ever closes all the way is when I'm completely relaxed in sleep. Otherwise, I would have to tape my eyes shut every night. So again, another blessing that I haven't had to deal with, but just something that I wanted to address. But the comments, that seems to be the prevailing comment, is people kind of putting emojis of what appears to be like a moon face or something like that. I take a little offense to moon faces. I do not have adrenal gland issues that I know of. But one more thing to go along with. This is a fake ear. This was done when I was 4 years old, going on 5, by a Dr. Mark Jones at Piedmont in Atlanta. He was one of 3 surgeons doing that procedure on children at that time. If you go back and were to talk to my parents, you would find pictures of me with this almost like little elf-looking ear sticking out on the side. I've never had a canal on this side. I've never been able to hear out of this side. I did 4 of the 5 stages of the surgery. The 5th stage would have been to give me a cochlear implant. I do not find anything wrong with the cochlear implant, but my parents wanted me to have that option later on. I chose not to do it later on in life. I will say that I sleep very well with this ear to the pillow, and it basically is functioning like having headphones on to cancel out noise. So really, there's nothing that's particularly abnormal about me. Intellectually, I've been fine. I haven't had any particularly big struggles in that regard. About 25% of people born with my condition that are a little bit more severe are more on the delayed spectrum of illnesses. what we used to call mental retardation. That's kind of more where they qualify or fall into. But the vast majority of kids with this do grow up to be completely normal, except for we just look a little different. In addition, I do have some heart problems. I do see doctors formerly at CHOA, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And now I see doctors every couple of years at the Emory Congenital Adult Clinic there in Atlanta, because there's not that many congenital heart clinics. I'm very pleased with my doctors there, and we get along great as colleagues now that I've completed medical school and have completed residency and have been in the workforce for several years now. But I just wanted to take this video to kind of let you guys know that's what's going on with me. This has nothing to do with sports. I will be going to the Falcons game this weekend. We play the Chargers. I can't wait for that one. I think it's going to be a good game. But yeah, I just wanted to take this video a moment to kind of share a little bit about Goldenhar syndrome, and that's what I have. And if you got any questions about it, I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. If you troll it, then I'm just going to block or delete it. But if you want to have some genuine discussion, or if you're genuinely curious about it, would love to have an honest discussion down below. And if you like this type of content, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing. Like I said, it would help me grow this channel. It'll just kind of help my feelings a little bit, help me reach more people. And anyways, guys, that's really all I've got for you. So until next time, rise up.